Hey, my man.
What's going on?
Another day, another show.
Yes, sir.
I have a headline for you tonight.
You do?
I do. And I wanted to, I was asking myself if we should talk about this more than just give the headline, but I don't think so. I think this is one that you'll see. How about I just read it for you?
Hope it's from Florida.
You know, unfortunately, it's from Fairfax, Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
And there's these robots every time, right when I start to talk. I'm starting to get used to them. I kind of like them now. There's a man, a man accused of robbery, wanted for robbery.
Okay.
And he's got 3 parrots on his shoulders.
Are you shitting me?
And there's a picture.
Oh, there's got to be a picture.
This guy has a black cowboy hat on.
Okay.
See if I can get to it for you.
Please, God, tell me he's got a peg leg.
He's got a cowboy hat on, and he's got 3 parrots literally on his shoulder.
That's
as
amazing.
He robbed the store with a knife.
With a knife?
The knife.
3
So
parrots
not
and a
gun.
knife.
3 parrots and a knife. And this guy's on the run. Like, no one got him.
Nobody got him?
He got away with parrots on his shoulder. So I read this and I said,
That's hilarious.
No wonder people look at the United States. They're like, what kind of Americans? Like,
wow.
Right?
And in Virginia, of all places.
Right. So this guy, if you see somebody with 3 parrots.
That's absolutely Florida right there.
He's wanted. So either kill the parrots and take him in or whatever.
Don't kill the parrot.
I was just joking. Take it easy, PETA. But anyway.
So I know you give me shit about this all the time, but I am a
which thing?
We'll say a professional wrestling fan.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
So tonight I am in honor of Bray Wyatt.
Who's Brave Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray.
Is his name.
Like Bray? That's kind of cool.
Bray.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bray Wyatt was a character that I enjoyed, and
I like how you call it character.
A character, yes.
Right.
And so he passed away. I believe his name is Wyndham Rotunda. Forgive me if I missed
his real name.
Is his real name? So it goes.
I thought
his
it was
character is Bray Wyatt.
Bray.
Yeah. So he actually passed away at 36 years old.
I don't think robots are appropriate for.
36 years old, had a heart attack, and
Oh,
I think they're saying it's complications from COVID. So yeah, they had a big thing on. They did a tribute to him on SmackDown, which was really cool. So I'm looking forward to watching that.
What is SmackDown?
SmackDown is a show.
Sounds like one of your meetups. Go ahead.
That's the second date. That WWE puts on. They put on 2 shows a week, and SmackDown is the Friday night show.
That's just their show. Okay.
Yeah, and they come out, have a moment of silence, and they pay tribute to him.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. So I'm looking.
Man, that sucks.
36 years old. That's terrible.
Well, and I'm going to ask it. I'm going to be that guy. How about that? I'm going to get called right-wing conspiracy theory. I don't give a shit anymore. Do you think it's COVID, or do you think it might be from the vaccine?
I don't know. They didn't specify if he had the vaccine at any point, so I don't know. All they said is that, well, actually, they mentioned that he left for a while for an illness, is what they said. And he was actually coming back and had plans and everything. And then all of a sudden, boom, got notification that he passed away. So
that sucks.
I don't know if he had underlying heart.
Stuff?
Oh, yeah. Had kids. And so, yeah.
God, I can't even imagine. I hate to be that dad. It's like, now that I have kids, I get it. But I do. I mean, geez, it sucks.
Yeah, so especially 36, man, that's crazy.
That's
he was a fun character to watch.
Yeah,
he was one of the ones that got me back into wrestling a little bit.
Yeah,
just because it kind of got stale and stagnant, and then he came out with his the Wyatt family, and it was really cool. So
I feel like if you're gonna like wrestling, like this kind of wrestling, you just have to, you of course accept the fact that it's scripted.
Scripted, yes.
And you really look at it like a performance. I mean,
Yep.
you're going to a play or something, and except one that just continues on.
Yeah, my ex called it a male soap opera. So that,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect
I guess that's
description.
probably true because they have a lot of women in there and different. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get into it, but I can. I'll try not to give you a hard time anymore. At least while you're mourning this guy.
There's a Scottish character, and he's from Scotland.
Oh,
so yeah, you would enjoy Drew,
Scottish guy from Scotland.
Drew McIntyre.
Right.
I mean, he's actually from. He's not playing a character.
Good
He's
Scottish
actually
name,
from
little
Scotland.
McIntyre clan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes out in his kilt and his sword and everything. He's a badass.
A sword.
Oh yeah.
What kind of wrestling is
He brings a sword out and everything. So.
No wonder people are dying.
Yeah, he's a badass. So
okay, good for. He'll be my guy. How about that, McIntosh?
Yeah.
McIntyre.
McIntyre. Drew McIntyre.
All right, he's my guy. Let me ask you: do you have a? Have you ever thought about having a pet turtle?
Have I ever thought about?
Or have you? Have you had one?
I have not.
Okay.
My parents have, but I have not.
Interesting. I don't know why that's interesting. I just like to say that's interesting. So you don't think that'd be something you're interested in?
A pet turtle?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd need a pet turtle.
Well, that's a good thing. You know why?
Why?
Because apparently.
Did he have a pet turtle when he robbed the store too?
He had a turtle on his shoulder too. No, apparently, I forget where this was. This was anyway. I don't even think it's actually across 11 states. So, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has warned: do not kiss or cuddle your pet turtle.
No shit.
No shit.
Don't they bite?
I think that's a snapping turtle. Do they all bite?
I don't know.
They have that sharp little nose thing.
I know my mom tried to pick one up out of their tank one time and it bit the shit out of her finger.
Don't do that.
Or was that a hamster? I don't remember.
And I bet they bite and then they tuck back into their shell like pussies.
I remember trying to pick one up on a golf course one time and it peed everywhere.
Well,
so
why would
I don't need to.
Why would you do that?
That's stupid.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let me get to the reason. Apparently, there's a salmonella outbreak. Did I say that right, or is it salmonella? No, salmonella.
Yeah.
Sammy
Swanson.
I think it's salmonella. Only in salmon do you not pronounce the L, right?
Sure.
Okay. The salmonella
Yeah.
outbreak has been linked to small turtles and has sickened at least 26 whole people across 11 states.
Because they're cuddling with these turtles?
Well, because when you kiss them, you're going to spread the salmonella.
Oh. And they're only small turtles, not big turtles?
It says, hold on, take it easy, Trey. I know you're very anxious.
And what?
It says, since there's a multi-state outbreak, they have taken this serious. They're taking it seriously now. 26 people in 11 states. And so they're saying anything with shells less than 4 inches.
Less than 4. Okay, so they do have a measurement. So,
right.
Yeah.
The federal law bans the sale and distribution of turtles. Sounds like drugs. With less than 4 inches long as pets because they have caused a lot of illnesses, and especially in the young children.
So once they get to 4 inches, there's no salmonella?
Well, I think it's just way less of a risk is what I'm understanding. So It says, despite the ban, these turtles can sometimes be found illegally online and at stores, flea markets, and roadside stands. It's like the black market for 4-inch turtles. That's the part that I wanted to get
Under
to.
4 inches.
Under 4 inches, it's like a black market. Like, hold on. Can you imagine, like, hey, I got something. Check this out. And he opens the van door in the alleyway. It's
Does he pull out a little
around
ruler to prove that it's under 4 inches?
The guy doubts him. He's like, "That's not 4 inches, dude. You're trying to take me for a ride."
That one's 5 inches.
That was 5 inches. You
gotta pay.
I should know, right?
You got to pay less for that one.
Yeah. So anyway, they're just saying you can get germs from the small one. It says pet turtles of any size can cause it, but even if they look healthy and clean. What exactly does a healthy and clean versus a non-healthy and clean turtle look like?
Unless there's like clumps of mud on it, I wouldn't know if it's dirty or clean.
Right. It's not like someone's like, he's clean, he's fine.
Yeah.
So I just thought you should know that if you're planning on getting a turtle,
make sure it's at least 4 inches.
At least 4 inches reduces your chance. There's still a chance, but it reduces your chance. So everybody out there, take note of the 4 and below inch turtles.
Among other things.
Among other things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that
I thought that was funny. I don't know why I told it, but I thought it was funny. So,
I don't know why I told it. Okay, well, I've got a black market story then. If we're talking about turtles on the black market,
great segue. Right, that's why you're on this show.
That's why I do this. This one is a Facebook black market sperm industry.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
Do you like that?
I'm intrigued.
So
maybe we should just stop with the headline.
So the issue here is that wannabe moms that want to, and in this case, it's basic, or they kind of go into the same sex relationships that are growing.
Okay.
So
Lesbians.
lesbian moms They want to have children, and
Okay.
unfortunately, they can't afford a $30,000 IVF. Which
damn, that's expensive.
so, and they said that's been has risen because of so many of the same-sex marriages. So now it's kind of would be inflation. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway. So what they're saying is that these moms are being lured into having unprotected sex or forced to meet men they met online in parking lots to swap
Whoa.
semen samples.
What? Hold on, let me process this. You're telling me that they're well, first off, what do you mean they're being forced? Who's forcing them? Just like it's like they're being coerced?
So what they're saying is they're turning to a Facebook group where men offer to donate their sperm for little or no charge.
Oh. Well, but in this case, what you're telling me is that they don't want to do in vitro, which is that the same thing as IVF? In
IVF,
vitro?
yeah.
Something like that?
That's $30,000.
$30,000. So the only but they're not just going to get a tube of sperm.
Well,
they need to
technically, I guess it could be a tube, but
no. But they need to,
as long as it's under 4 inches, they're okay.
they need to commit the act, right?
Well, in this case, these men that are offering up these sperms often do The sperms often do come with demands. Many only agree to natural insemination or sex, or partial.
We should start calling it natural insemination.
Yeah, I want to have some natural insemination.
Put it on your profile picture on your. Yeah, I'm looking for a natural insemination.
Babe, I'm going to naturally inseminate you tonight. Anyway.
Yeah, take it easy over there.
Easy. Or partial insemination. We can use that. And this is where the man masturbates and penetrates the woman just before ejaculation.
Oh.
And usually that's the other way around, right? Usually you pull out before you ejaculate.
Right.
In this,
well,
this
that's for different. That's for people that don't want the kid.
Right.
Now we're talking about the
ones that want to get the kid, yeah.
So if he guy's taking, I mean, does he have to like? So he just sits there with it.
That would be kind of awkward. Yeah. It's like, so what do you do for a living? You like tennis
like
or play golf? What's your favorite color?
Yeah, that's a great shirt.
So I don't get it.
You had to do the noise.
But then it also says for women who refuse the sex, or natural insemination, the alternative can be just as humiliating and unsafe, with some meeting in parking lots, hotels, or even Starbucks bathrooms to exchange samples.
Only Starbucks.
Experts say unregulated sperm donation raises the risk of STIs, which could leave a woman infertile or with unviable pregnancy.
So they're saying they're getting samples. That's what I don't get. So you get samples. You got to put it up in you.
Yeah. So basically what they're doing is just, I'm assuming, is that they're meeting these men, getting a cup of sperm, and then trying to put it up themselves.
God,
and they don't know if this sperm is safe or anything like that.
It's black market, dude. This is intense.
It says Stacy Nicole and her wife joined what is now the largest sperm donation group in the U.S., Sperm Donation USA. At the time, it had around 5,000 members. Now it has almost 24,000. I don't know why that was important, but I read that anyway.
That's a good statistic. Thank you.
You like that?
Sure.
Says they were about to embark on their family using a sperm bank, but when one of their close friends conceived using the Facebook group, they decided to give it a shot. Maybe that's where it went.
Give it a shot. See what I did there.
This Kentucky couple found someone willing to do artificial insemination. Made the 4-hour trip to the casino. We met in a...
What the fuck is happening? This took a turn.
To meet the donor and his wife at a casino parking lot to receive the first sperm donation. He basically put his donation in a cup and handed it to him. It was very weird. Just a little bit.
It was beautiful. What a great scene it was.
So said we know they were in the car, but I don't know if her saliva might have gotten on it.
Come on. This is getting...
It was very rushed. So, yeah, this is kind of interesting. So, unfortunately, these poor women are trying to find a less expensive alternative, and they're leading to these unsafe.
But I mean, I know this is the question everybody that's watching or listening is asking. But why couldn't you just find some somebody that you know is a little cleaner, or that you know better, or
a friend or something like that.
A friend, but I mean, I guess I understand that a lot of friends don't want to father a child technically because they would be the father.
See, I'm not even asking that question. I'm trying to figure out, how do I become a person that donates for these?
You're going to be in the black market. Sorry, Trey can't be with us tonight. He's down in the alleyway. Like,
if you see me out there with my pants around my ankles, don't even ask questions.
It's
just say,
okay. It's a good cause.
He's making a few bucks.
He's helping lesbians out.
Yeah.
With their dreams of having a child.
I mean,
a natural childbirth.
I think, partial insemination.
Partial insemination. That's your new. That's your new.
Holy shit.
That's your new hashtag.
And if it's under 4 inches, I get to charge double.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. I don't about
Do you
the
know
story.
where to go from there?
I don't know what to say about the story, much less what you just said. Well, I don't know. I think that perhaps if they met you and you had that's what they should do, is they should have a conversation and like hang out and like make them comfortable. I can't imagine being a woman and going down there already uncomfortable, and then there's some weird like creepy guy in an alleyway and he's just like, let's get down to it.
Kind of
like,
playing with his pud and just
just over there like, he already started.
You got a little Dixie cup right there for him.
Yeah, he's like, I went ahead and started. I knew you'd be here at 9:30.
Can you hold this magazine up for me?
But if they came down there and you're natural, you just have this natural way about you that I imagine they'd be like, oh, we got lucky with this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
You think?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they were.
I don't know.
Thought you were going to say they were going to let me. What was the word we were using? Not partially.
There's a lot of words we can use. What did we say?
What does it say? The natural insemination.
Natural.
They're going to say, you know what?
I'm gonna
let you naturally inseminate me.
You got excited. You hit the mic there.
I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a good story.
So I still haven't figured out how to join this group, but yeah, figure out.
Maybe not everybody can. What are the credentials? I mean, what do you have to do to be in? It's a group, right? You said it's a Facebook group.
It's a Facebook group.
Like, how do they choose the members?
I wonder if you search like sperm givers,
But who are the givers?
That's what I'm saying. I want to be part of this sperm giving group.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Search sperm givers on your computer and see what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. How would I explain that?
Sperm.com.
Like, well, babe, I just decided to give back.
Right.
To the
donate.
Yeah.
So
there need to be a little more mini Ryans running around.
Yeah. So we have enough kids. Let's donate.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's move on.
Now, one more question. Is there any documentation to where these men are not responsible for these kids after the fact?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, there's got to be, but they don't care.
But it's on a Facebook group. How? I mean, do they get down to the legal jargon on a Facebook group? Or they just write it down on the side of the cup and say, I'm not the daddy?
Sign here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's just like a handwritten note, which is actually legal.
Would you want to borrow a pen from one of these guys?
I don't know.
Bring your own pen?
No, but he can go ahead and bang you. Like, but you don't want to borrow a pen, though.
Sign the back?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's got to be some legal. I mean, come on.
So, yeah.
I don't know how you find him again, though. Like, if it's just some random dude.
Yeah, that's true.
No name. She shows up. She's like, no names. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
That's very romantic.
What if I want to name him Junior, though?
You're
oh, shit.
You're Mystery Man X Junior.
Yeah.
You're Donor Junior.
Facebook Donor Junior.
Donor Junior. Oh, my God. Okay. I think that tonight we're going to go from this into something. You told me you wanted to bring this up, and we don't know much about it.
We don't?
But
that's most of our
No. I meant I meant to say I didn't know much about it because we haven't really discussed much of it, but I liked what you told me about. So bring us in there, and we're gonna. I don't know why.
Can I bring you in there?
I don't know why I'm introducing this. I think it's because I wanted to get out of the other conversation.
Okay.
And really emphasize that this segue is not as good as some of our other segues.
At all?
At all. Go ahead.
So the headline is Denmark bans burning the Quran after a string of desecrations in the country sparked anger in Muslim nations.
You said Denmark, right?
Yes.
That's right. I forgot. I knew it was Scandinavian.
So it says the Denmark's government will ban Quran burnings following desecrations in recent months that have provoked outrage across Muslim world. An official said today. Says Peter Hummelgaard told reporters that the government will present a bill that will prohibit the inappropriate treatment of objects.
The Hummelgaards.
Hummelgaard.
The guard. That's what Gary.
Justice Minister Peter Hummelgaard. So this bill will prohibit the inappropriate treatment of objects of significant religious importance to a religious community.
Now, are they including other religions besides Islam?
I'm assuming, but this one is more specific towards.
I guess what I'm asking is, did they establish this because of the Muslim Qur'an burnings?
Yes.
Okay, but I guess they're implementing an overall thing. It's not just like does it state specifically the Qur'an?
Well,
am I saying that right? Qur'an.
Quran. It's basically what it's saying is that they're aiming it at the burnings and desecrations in public places. So I guess people are asking permission to burn the Quran in public places as a display.
Oh, they're asking permission.
And
that's interesting.
It says reflecting incidents across Denmark and Sweden have harmed diplomatic relations with Muslim countries and inspired fervent protests.
Sweden's causing a lot of issues. They beat us in the World Cup, in the Women's World Cup, and now they're not allowing desecration.
They're not causing us issues right now. Apparently, there's a target on them.
Well, so that's what you're essentially what you're saying is that there's a bunch of people, different groups in these Scandinavian countries, of Sweden and Denmark specifically, right?
Yes.
And they are burning the Quran. You know what? They burn the same. It burns the same no matter what you call it. Denmark, I'm not allowed in Denmark now anymore because whatever. No, I'm just kidding for all of our, I'm sure we have a ton of Muslim listeners, by the way. I'm just joking with you. Take it easy. But so you want me to say Quran? Is that what you say?
Quran.
What do you say?
Quran.
I'll start trying to work on it.
You try that?
Yeah. Quran. It sounds like Karen, like Quran. Quran. So, and obviously these Muslim countries are pissed because they've heard about this, and they take it pretty seriously. They get mad when you show Muhammad on TV, on American television. I think there's a whole big thing with Family Guy or South Park, one of the adult cartoons, where they showed it, and then they made fun of the fact that they were going to get, the target was going to be on them for doing it, and it became this big thing between all the different cartoons. It was interesting. And so I think that's makes sense, but I don't know. It's kind of like, take it easy. Like, some assholes are burning your book. Okay, but that doesn't mean you need to. Did you just say they were looking to retaliate, or they're mad, or they're angry, or they're trying to get up there? Is that what? That's what I heard. That's my understanding.
Well, there's a little side story in here. It says the move to ban the desecration of religious items follows a move by Sweden and Denmark earlier this month to tighten border controls after Sweden's security service judged such protests had put the country in a heightened terror threat.
That's a whole added issue right there.
Yeah. So
they're usually Scandinavian countries have more open borders, and you're saying they're kind of going to tighten that,
right? Then it says Denmark's Justice Ministry said earlier this month they would have to increase the focus on who is entering Denmark in order to respond to specific and current threats.
Yeah, well, absolutely now, especially. But Sweden, I think Sweden's had an issue with it. I think they've had big time struggles with migrants and immigrants from those countries. From what I've heard, and it seemed odd to me because it's Sweden. It's just like that seems far away. Like,
now it does say it says right-wing parties in both Sweden and Denmark have denounced the initiatives with some saying freedom of speech cannot be compromised. So I guess they're looking at this burning of a Quran as a freedom of speech. Is that what they're saying?
Right. I don't know. Is it a right-wing thing? I don't know if their right-wing is the same as the right-wing here. I mean, it's definitely not a left-wing thing. I'm just
because they're on the opposite side of the country that it flips or something.
Maybe, I don't know. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if, I don't know. I just wonder why all of a sudden, like, it became a right-wing thing versus just bunch of, like, I don't agree with burning the Quran. I don't agree with burning the Quran at all, but is it covered under freedom of speech? I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do your own research. But my understanding is that that's not part of speech. I still don't think that you're necessarily not allowed to do it. I just don't think you can sit there and yell freedom of speech.
So let me ask you this too, because I'm not very religious, but does this happen around the world for the Bible?
That's a good question, and I'm sure that, speaking of Muslim countries, I mean, I know that they've burned American things that symbolize this country here. Obviously, the flag is the big one.
Yes, and
that should make people just as upset as well. I guess if you're very religious, you're not going to be like super upset about the flag over the Bible. But I cannot imagine there haven't been Muslim burnings of the Bible. I can't. I don't know of any, and I'd have to research that.
And there's not an uprising over here over that.
No. I'm sure there are Christians that are like, screw them, and Christians and Muslims don't like each other, and that's been since
They probably don't say screw them. Let's pray on it.
Right, that's true.
Let's pray on it.
Yeah, let's pray on it. Ever since Islam came in, I think, let me see, my medieval history class at my college.
Okay.
In the 600s. So
That's a long time ago.
I think it was 633. If I get that exactly right, I'm going to be so happy.
Well, somebody's going to fact check.
Oh yeah, fact check away. And if it's 632 and you tell me I'm wrong, you can fuck right off.
Yeah.
But 633.
I was off by
1 year. Yeah. 633 is when Islam was established, and Christianity, of course, according to our calendar, was 633 years before that, right? Well,
sure.
Around there with birth of Christ,
give or take.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It was first before Islam. The only difference is that Islam believes in, well, there are a few differences, but the main one is that their prophet is Muhammad and the Christian prophet is Jesus.
Okay.
That's it. That's what caused the divide in 633.
So all the wording is the same except for that?
Pretty close. And I'm not saying that in jest. Like, that's actually, back then, it was very, very close.
That's wild.
And it became this huge division because of Muhammad running around saying, I'm the prophet. And there was the whole Crusades, and it just became a huge, imagine that.
Was he literally running around? Or was
yes,
he kind of
I think he was. I think he was running.
Skipping?
I don't know. They didn't wear a lot of shoes, so maybe the rocks were making him hop around.
Ouch.
But I just feel like it's been a shit show ever since between Christians and Muslims. So I wouldn't be surprised if these people in Denmark and in Sweden were Christian. I wouldn't be surprised if Muslims in these other countries were burning Christian stuff. But you know what the difference, Trey? Besides the Crusades, I shouldn't say. The Crusades were pretty intense, but I'm talking modern day here.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to give you a date on the Crusades. I think it was 11 and 1200s. But anyway, now you don't see Americans over there trying to go invade Muslim countries. I mean, there may be other reasons we invade for, oil or for whatever. There you go. Call me a right winger. I just gave a lefty kind of a mindset there. We only went in for oil. There you go.
Oh.
But we only went in for oil in
Gotcha.
Iraq. So we're not looking to go over there and terrorize their country.
Because they're burning Bibles?
Right. And this is what it seems to be like to me, is that they're threatening these countries, Scandinavia, because of the act of a small amount of people.
Yeah.
They should sit back and go, wow, these people are assholes, but it's not the majority. It's not like the country. It's not like I don't know if Sweden is a president or a prime minister, but one of the two, the leader of Sweden is going, screw the Muslims, let's burn a bunch of their Qur'ans,
What
Qur'ans.
It says protests this year have seen counter demonstrations across the Muslim world, inspiring the, is it ire? Okay, I got it. Of protesters from Turkey
What else
to
would it be?
Indonesia, Iraq, and Yemen.
Sorry, repeat that. I was being an asshole.
It says protests this year have seen counter demonstrations across the Muslim world, inspiring the ire
Yes.
of
No.
ire
Yeah, I'd say ire.
of protesters from Turkey to Indonesia, Iraq, and Yemen. It says in January, Sweden's government gave permission to far-right Danish-Swedish politician Rasmus Paludan.
Sure.
I'm sure somebody will tell me I got that wrong. To burn a Quran outside the Turkish embassy in Stockholm. And it says that he's been burning Quran since 2017 in both countries. So it says in response, protests broke out across the Islamic world with people in Iraq, Palestine, and desecrating Swedish flags in anger.
Well, because of one dude?
Yeah. So
I guess he was the leader, though.
So Indonesia and Turkey both summoned their Swedish envoys, followed the book burning. So yeah, it's just basically...
Yeah, Indonesia has a lot of Muslim listeners, and we have a lot of Indonesia listeners, so maybe we do have some Muslim listeners. Uh-oh. They'll be all right.
We're not burning the Quran.
We'll send them some T-shirts. Yeah. They'll be all right. Yeah, we're not burning the Quran. Take it easy over there in Indonesia.
So yeah, that's kind of what's going on over there.
Man,
crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow the story and I think that's why I've been babbling. Because to me, it seems like there's a lot more. I mean, there's so much history. There's so much. It's like when we go over there and we say, and I won't get too into this. I think I have a lovely guest that I don't know if she's still listening to the show, but she was, and her heritage is Palestinian. And, in this country, the majority of people, I mean, I think on the left, there's a lot of people that kind of sympathize with Palestine. And on the right, I will divide it up because it seems to be the case. And everybody else is kind of like, pro-Israel, right? Well, that conflict has been going on way longer than this country has been. Who are we? Like, that's an issue. But, Israel and Palestine are still going at it. And so what I want to do is I'd like to have her on and hear that side of it, because I admit, and I'll tell you right now that I am not pro-Palestine. I'm sorry, pro-Israel, as in like let's go kill Palestinians. It becomes more of I think that people that are like pro-Palestine are doing the whole virtue signaling. The poor Palestinians are the ones just because they're losing. Just because Israel is more powerful,
Gotcha.
Just because we have a relationship that's better with Israel because it's not necessarily Muslim, and we don't have a great relationship with because of the religion thing. And so I think that I want to hear a Palestine side of it. I want to hear, what are we getting wrong in this country?
Talk to us. What
is this country? Why is there so much pro-Israel? And not as much pro-Palestine, and just tell me. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna like change my mind, but I want to know. And this is a great example of what we try and do, what we're gonna try and do on this show.
Just talk to us.
We just want to talk. And so I think I was really excited when she said she would come on. So she's remote, so once Trey and I learn how to do that, we'll
got to figure that out one day.
So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like you go, all right. If I saw them burning, and I'm not, if I saw them burning Bibles or our flag or something, I'd be like, what a bunch of assholes. But I wouldn't be planning and plotting and, spending my life freaking out about it. And I think that's what's happening here. I think that these Muslim countries are just, I don't know. Anyway.
I have to read in to find out why this became a deal, why burning the Quran became such a it
caught on, right?
Yeah, in Sweden. And
I want to know who these people are. Are they an organization? Did it say they're like the KKK of Muslim hate? You know what I mean? Are they the groups that and I think they have a freedom to do what they want. Honestly, I'm that guy. I mean, they're not hurting people.
Well, I mean, if if it ends up in terror attacks,
Well,
you're hurting your people.
But that's not their fault that the other people are retaliating with terror attacks. It's not like the people burning the Quran are not the ones that are being physically aggressive and hurting people. They're just burning quote unquote books. You don't have to like that they're burning them, but they're allowed to, in my opinion, they're allowed to do it. And now they're not.
Well,
according to the law, right? The new law.
So what would be the difference in doing it privately then? If you want to do it, why not just do it privately?
Well, you're making a statement. I mean, it's like anybody now over here that wants to come out and say, this or that on one side or the other, and they do it in public. The looting and on one side and the I don't know the way everyone talks.
So should somebody not be willing to take the
well, come on, you can't justify that kind of repercussion. You can't.
Well, from the story though, it's not like a group of people down the street decided that they wanted to stand out in the middle of the street and burn the Quran. It's one of these. What did he say? It's an official in Sweden that's doing this. It's not just a group of people.
Well, true, but it's also in their country. Like, who are you to tell them they can't do that?
Because I can only imagine if Biden, comes out, puts his pudding down, and
falls down, gets back up, with help by everybody. Make sure his pudding's okay.
Somebody hands him a Quran and a match, and he starts burning the Quran right there and on the White House steps.
Okay, but
would
does
that not cause more?
But that's fine.
Of an uproar.
But does it deserve some sort of actual physical retaliation?
Well, that's what I'm saying on our
could
side.
End in death.
But we're not that Muslim group though. We're
right.
So is that bad that we don't have? I guess if we see a flag burning in another country, we're not going to war with them. Right. At that point.
That's my point.
I get what you're saying.
That you can sit there and yell and all you want and be like, oh, you can say what you want to do to them, which we do on a lot of things, right? On the self-awareness segment. But I just feel like one side retaliates with physical violence and one side is just burning books.
It's burning a religious book, though.
Well, okay, fair enough.
It's almost like a slap in the face, no? To a whole religious community.
Okay.
No?
It's not a literal slap in the face.
Figuratively.
Let's go in the front yard. I will burn a book next to you, and then I'll slap you in the face. And you tell me, and then you tell me,
that's pretty funny.
Which one is more?
Are we gonna burn the first one you wrote, the big snake, the fat snake?
Well, no, there may be some retaliation there. I see. Okay, fair enough. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. I just feel like you can fight back verbally and you can say, all right, fine, we're going to, let's find whatever's important in Sweden. I don't know what that is, but, Denmark or whatever. And, Viking stuff, burn it all and do that. And then, say, we don't agree with what you did. That's whatever. But to sit here and be like, we're going to come blow up, like, come on.
Well, I
love that you're playing devil's advocate for the Muslim crew.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess when it comes to religious matters, don't some of these people
you feel like they're egging them on. You feel like burning the Quran is something that they know that doing that might
lead to some retaliation.
And instead of blaming the people who are retaliating over the top, you're almost saying, but you knew this and you should have stopped.
I would think at some level,
it's interesting because it's like, seriously, like I'm.
I would think at some level they would know that this is pissing them off. Why keep doing it?
Well, they're trying to.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
Because
why do you want to keep trying
they're anti-Islam.
I get it, but if it puts your people at harm because there's a possibility of a terrorist attack, is it worth it? At one point, is it not worth it anymore?
But I don't know. I just feel like in religion, you throw it all out the door, and it's worth it to them because they are probably extremely Christian, right? Did they say they were Christian?
It didn't say. At least I didn't get into the story. It's a long story.
Now the question, we won't go too much further. So my main point, or I haven't actually. My main question now is: do you think it's kind of a retaliation, maybe on the Denmark and Sweden side, for all of the issues with the migration and immigration of Muslim people into Sweden and Denmark? Because they've got issues right now. Those borders have been open and they've been flocking in there, and they're having issues. They're having not terrorist attacks, but they're having violence. They're having, and I think that may be what it is. They're not necessarily Christians. They're just like fed up with maybe the Muslim people that come in on these boats. No?
Yeah, it's talking about different times of where there was like basically large-scale immigration from Muslim countries beginning in the 50s, escaping conflict, and then in 73.
And it's grown and grown and grown and grown. Right. And I think that's got to be what it is, unless it's just big Christian groups. But I think it's more likely that it's the immigrants. And I think that's the retaliation on. It's like they're retaliating for the immigrants that have come in and caused issues. I mean, it's been issues. France has dealt with it a little bit, and it's sad because not every Muslim immigrant is causing problems.
Right.
But if you look at the people that come on shore to France or to Sweden when they get up that far and they get up there and they come in on these boats, they're all young men.
Yeah.
There are no women, no children. And it's these men that come in there, and I don't know what the goal is. I mean, they're sending the men to go, I don't know. And
maybe they're joining that Facebook group.
All of a sudden, it's like France has a problem with black market sperm. That's it. I think you just figured it out. I think we talk about it long enough when we babble. We're gonna
everybody comes off that boat spanking it, and it's like, where are the ladies at?
Like, we're almost done. Hurry up! You want this?
I've got the cup ready.
Anyway, oh my God. Okay, you had to.
I threw it that way.
You brought a serious religious topic to that,
and then threw a curve.
Love it. I think that's a sign we should move on from that.
You think so?
Yeah, I because I feel like there's a lot of kind of babbling about it, but I think you brought up some good points from one side. All right, if you know they're going to do it, then why do it?
Right.
Or why antagonize? And my side of it, or my point was, well, but that just because somebody does something like that doesn't mean you're going to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Also, and so it's just kind of, the whole thing is strange to me, and the fact that we're dealing with Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the Vikings are out to get, and the Muslims are fighting, and it's like, when did this start? And apparently it's been a little while.
Apparently so.
So, anyway, all right, let's move on. You've got some cool stuff for our crazy facts tonight. We're going to do what edition are we going to do tonight?
Actually, it's crazy deaths.
What did I say?
Facts, but it's the same thing.
Oh, crazy deaths. We're going to do crazy death version of crazy facts.
There you go.
I think I meant to say strange facts.
Strange facts.
Strange facts. We'll do crazy deaths. I love this one. All right.
And
except unless there are roaches involved.
No roaches.
Like the last one.
So this one is headlined "Back from the Dead" in 2013. Chef Ping Fan from Guangdong, China.
He's not from Canada.
from Georgia.
Yeah.
Was cooking a local delicacy, dicing up an Indo-Chinese spitting cobra.
A puppy?
To make into snake soup. Oh. Said he rested the cobra's head on the side.
Oh, God.
20 minutes after he killed the snake, the decapitated head bit him, and he died.
Nuh-uh. Oh, that's fucked.
Can you believe
that? That's so
that?
crazy.
Says most reptile heads stay alive for up to an hour after death.
He should know that. Isn't that like the...
You would think.
Isn't that a popular snake?
Dumbass.
The snakes over there, they know. And he's cooking this thing. Like he does.
Waiting to get his ass.
Where did it bite him? Like the hand or something?
I'm assuming it didn't say where. Can
you imagine?
Can you imagine that shit?
Can you imagine like you chop the head off and it stays alive and it starts chasing you? They're like, oh, well, he's got to get away from that head.
Can you imagine the waiter looking back? You see the chef running around, little head following his ass.
Or better yet, like 5 of them.
Oh, shit. That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. That one's weird. Okay, good.
All right, so here's another one. It's called Head Like a Hole.
Oh, that's a 9 Inch Nails song, Trey.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So it's picture the scene. It's a crisp New Year's Eve. Let's start that over.
I can't. It's hard to picture that scene. Trey,
So let me.
That's staying in,
anyway,
by the way.
picture the scene. It's a crisp New Year's Eve in northern England. Jack Frost had visited blanketing the fields. Oh, that's a word.
Yeah, that's something like that.
Holy shit! The fields with white under a pale blue sky. Lone rabbit hops carelessly through the meadows, determined to catch it. Former pit worker Stephen Winfrey from Doncaster, South Yorkshire, and his dog give chase into Squirrel Wood. Sensing danger from a drunk Englishman, the coney disappears down a rabbit hole. Then the 50-year-old did what any might do. He went down the rabbit hole, quite literally, trying to spot the floppy-eared dinner. Stephen got his head stuck in the hole. Stephen suffocated and died.
What?
He was discovered the next day by a walker with just his legs and torso sticking out of the ground. An inquest heard Stephen's judgment may have been affected by alcohol.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
That's a good one.
So
these are good. I like these.
So the last one, hold on, let me get to it because I thought this was both tragic and I don't know if it's a good way to
Everyone's
go.
used to your research skills by now.
So, and plus it's in our favorite country of Nigeria.
Oh, well,
so
yeah.
It says, what a way to go.
Okoro.
Is that another?
No.
No.
Not that I know of.
Okay. So it says Nigerian businessman and polygamist Yoroko Onoha died after being forced by 5 of his 6 wives to make love with each of them.
Oh, wait. So what's happened to the 6th? She's in the alleyway getting...
So she was probably at the Facebook group.
trying to get I said. She's trying to get it. She wants somebody else.
Mr. Onoha returned from the bar. Maybe it's Anoja. I don't know. Anyway, returned from the bar in the small community.
Your accent is the same for every country, by the way. Go ahead.
Wait for this. So he returned from the bar in a small community of Agbudibo.
Agbudibo. Oh, yeah, I was there last weekend.
Absolutely. At around 3 a.m. in the morning and headed for the bedroom of his youngest wife.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you got to go there first.
He was caught by the other 5 wives who were jealous she was receiving the lion's share of his attention. So the coven of 5 women teamed up and demanded that he have sex with each of them, threatening him with knives and sticks.
Jeez. I mean, there's worse things in life to be threatened with.
So, I mean...
Yeah, you got to have lots of sex.
All right.
Man, okay.
So he had intercourse with 4 of his wives in a row.
Sounds like he didn't make it.
But stopped breathing before having sex with the 5th.
The 5th one's like, God damn it, what the fuck?
If you were thinking 6 wives sounds great, imagine 6 mother-in-laws.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I see what the writer did.
See what he did there?
So it's just from exertion. You're saying he just died from was it? You said a heart attack?
Yeah, he just stopped breathing. He said he just stopped breathing.
He stopped. Oh man! Seriously, what if you're the last one? I mean, you got nothing
at all.
Yeah,
so yeah, so she was. Yeah,
I didn't know polygamy is big in Nigeria.
Apparently, I mean, or unless he was just. I mean, I don't know.
Can tell how close we were to our safari guide, Koro. Yeah, he didn't mention
polygamy. We weren't supposed to talk about that though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was a couple of fun stories.
I love it. Love it. Those are. Look, the weird deaths thing is just, it happens every day in this world. And it's just kind of like, God, and I wake up every day going, what could it be? Like, I mean, what if I'm one of these stories that some douches on the podcast are talking about, It's
like, thank God for the internet with some of this shit. So,
well, for sure.
Florida.
In Florida. Well, I mean, can you imagine back in in the 80s, two people doing a radio show trying to find these types of stories. I mean, unless they were reported, you're not going to know. From across the world?
Right.
You're going to know Nigerian polygamists died banging 5 girls. You're not going to know that. It would have to happen locally.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Down the street. Fred down the street, he banged 4 girls and died. Okay, great. But you're not going to know about the polygamy. And
usually that's probably from the... That's usually probably from an upset husband or boyfriend or something.
Yeah,
at
that's
that
true.
point.
That's true. Oh, we'll do. Let's do awareness. What do you have anything tonight for awareness? No.
Man, I haven't had anything that really frustrated me. I mean,
yeah.
I was actually in the gym trying to get a quick workout in today, and this kid was on his damn cell phone.
This kid, you're talking like 20.
No.
When we say kid,
I
he was
would
like
probably
a
say
kid.
maybe 16, 17.
Okay, kid.
He's just sitting at the machine on his cell phone, and I walked up and asked him politely, how many sets do you have left? 4. I'm like, what the fuck? So what does he do? He plays on his phone a little bit more. Then he sets it up on top of the machine, does another set.
And sits there.
And so I'm sitting there awkwardly staring at him, thinking maybe he'll speed up. No, he picks the goddamn cell phone right back up.
So he can't do the whole rotate thing where he does his set.
He didn't offer it. So
we 16. You tell him what's up.
Get your ass up.
Yeah. Well, just get up. You go on your phone over there while you let your muscles rest, and then you go.
Or his bones.
You go. You lower the weight.
Shut up.
From the 16-year-old. I'm assuming he was strong.
Funny.
He's a strong 16-year-old? Or was he? Oh, okay.
No, he was wiry.
All right. Well, how about this, Trey? You up the weight. All right?
Yeah, double it.
Double it,
bitch.
I have one small one. This happened the other day.
You have one small one?
No. I have one small example of being aware of self-awareness. There we go. I was at the ice cream shop with my kids.
I like it.
Right? And it's this new healthy ice cream shop, whatever. My wife gets the vegan one. She's not vegan, but she gets it because it doesn't have all this whatever. It doesn't have any good stuff in it.
That's boring. You
but
can't
she
put
says
Snicker
great.
bars on it and stuff like that.
She says it's great, but whatever. But the kids love it. And I tell you what, we get there and we get in line. I have 2 stories from this one incident.
Okay.
Or this one journey. And so we get in line. First off, I'm in line and I'm waiting, and all of a sudden this couple with their kids comes in, and they go to the other side of the line, which if you go in the line, where the cash register is the end of the line, correct?
End of the line, right.
And they just walk right up to the cash register and start ordering, and the kid behind the thing didn't know. He's like, okay. And they just got their, I was like, I've been sitting here, what? And then the lady eventually goes, oh, I'm sorry. Did we jump? Yeah, you did. You did. I've been sitting here. I got to the front, and you just jumped right in. How hard is that? It's like a Subway. You got to start at the bread.
Right.
What bread do you want?
Yeah.
That's first.
You don't go pick up your lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah, you don't go to the end and get your dressing first.
Right.
No. Anyway, that was the first one.
Yeah.
And just be aware of the way things go. But the second one was these people in front of us also, before these other ones, had to sample every fucking flavor.
That's me right there.
You would do that? Really?
Yeah, I'm bad about that.
Come on. Well, when you have a big line waiting.
Oh, yeah.
A huge line. I mean, it was a prime time up in this spot with this ice cream.
That's bad.
And it's just and they're laughing about it. And so they're not only just sampling, but they're talking while they sample. And so it's this discussion. Of course. And they're like, oh, well, let me try this. Let me try
that's so good. Let me try yours again.
Yeah, exactly. Let me try the bubblegum cherry. I'm like, you don't want bubblegum fucking cherry. You're 60 years old. Yeah. That's for kids.
Move on.
So those are they're not exciting, but be aware. And it wouldn't just be ice cream. I mean, I've seen it before and other things where you can't just go and order and just do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially when there's a big line. Yeah, you got to be aware of that. If there's no line, then taste every damn one.
Oh, sure. I still think you're an idiot.
Roll around in it, whatever you want to do.
What did these people taste it all? And they're like, I'm full. See you later.
Right. I did that at Nothing Bun Cake one time. I think
what?
They used to give out free samples before COVID.
But what place?
Nothing Bunt Cake. Never heard of it before?
No.
Oh my God, it's glorious.
Nothing bunt cake.
Nothing but cake.
Okay.
Play on words there.
Fair enough. I see what you did.
So anyway, they used to give out samples and stuff like that. So I'd go and wait in line, and of course, I would grab a sample on the way in. The little girl would come by with a sample, and then
little girl.
I get a little bit further up in the line. The girl would come back. Have you had a sample? Well, no, I haven't. So by the end of it, I've had a full bunt cake of samples. And
You're like, you know what?
I don't need it anymore.
I don't need to throw up. I'm good.
So yeah,
that's pretty funny. Well, again, I don't think they're exciting necessarily tonight, but they apply.
They do apply. Yes.
Just be aware of what's going on around you.
You're not the only people in the damn store.
Or at least give me and not a sarcastic one like the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry, we cut in front of you. Well,
Did you have your kiddos with you too?
Yeah.
Okay,
and of
so
course you try and, it's obvious. But the people that are sampling, and you could look back and go, sorry, we're being those people. Like I would do that. I'd be like, sorry, my kid's taking forever. Or,
yeah.
Ha ha ha. And at least it was acknowledgement that they are pissing me off and being slow. And it's not waiting 5 minutes. We were in line for like 20 minutes in an ice cream place.
Did you go ahead and let your little ones eat it while they were in line? Or
eat what? Oh, the
ice cream? Were they not eating ice cream too?
No, they weren't getting sampled. We hadn't got our ice cream yet.
We got that far.
We were waiting. That's my point. We were waiting, and these people in front of us were sampling.
Oh, okay.
And then we got by the samplers. That's on the calling
you
them the
have
samplers.
your ice cream, and then you got to wait for this idiot that.
We didn't get any ice cream.
You still haven't got ice cream yet?
No.
Oh,
the samplers were in front of us. They leave, probably full and satisfied. And then all of a sudden we finally get to the front, and then these assholes go in front of us. That's what I'm saying. I probably should have started with the first part. But that's what I'm saying. It was just like nobody in the shop was being considerate of anybody else. And I was like, I know it's an ice cream shop, but
come on.
Yeah.
You should be considerate.
I thought of that today. I said I need to mention that. So
we have to mention
if you're in an ice cream shop or anything that has a lot of options, don't sample it. Don't do everything. I mean, Trey, I know you're going to, but just don't do it. Don't back your truck in. We're gonna get flagged for hate speech.
I still
for that.
do that. Yeah.
All right.
Talk about trucks.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot to say about trucks, but I'll save that for another show. But anyway, love you guys and keep up. We have officially switched our host over to Spotify. So watch the video watch our episodes on Spotify. We're excited about it. And you can listen and watch some other places too, wherever you like to listen to podcasts.
Right.
If you want to watch, go to Spotify, and there's also a link to Spotify on our website. And there are a few that have the video still, and you can enjoy if you enjoy the video, I suppose.
Yeah.
On there. Otherwise, listen anywhere you want, and we're very appreciative.
Just as long as you're listening.
Yeah. Well, put it on the background, and if you occasionally want to check out our mugs, then we're there. We're ready to roll.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on the next one.
Later.
Love you.
Do you think if I showed up to donate sperm to one of these women's with a parrot on my shoulder, do you think that would help out, or
Well, give me another headline to read.